Gather my gremlins, and welcome to Grime Sliding On. I'm your host, Grime, and today we are going to do a live build on an Izzett deck, which, for those of you who don't know, is red and blue, the name for it, to try to get Torbran and Niv Mizzet out. There are decks online. I'm working with one of my other fellow Goblin buddies. And we're just kind of trying to put one together. What I did was try to build the quickest instant factory, which ended up using Dreadhorde Arcanist. And when you attack with him, he recasts an instant or sorcery from your graveyard equal to his power, and he's a 1. So rather than try to power him up and cast something, I just had extra 1 drops in there. Now, I show it at the beginning of the video here, but in the end, I noticed I didn't move my face out of the way. So you kind of got to remember a little bit what the creatures are. I'm not in there talking about it for long. But what I do is certain games where it's not going so well, or I go, aha, wait a minute. And there's one I think where the guy's just dragging. Clearly I'm doing this video afterwards. And I'm just blow myself up. So you kind of have to remember, but the initial ones don't ever change. It's Dreadhorde Arcanist and the new dragon. Yeah, so, good stuff. So, actually, on that note, what I'm going to do is show you right now the final setting. A little teaser at the end of the video. I go ahead and do a mini opening. So that'll be at the end there. And I get one of the specialty cards that comes with the new Ikoria set with the special art and everything. So, alright, we'll go and show you that deck here. So I won't make the same mistake that I did in the video. So it ended up moving to 4 op for card draw and to trigger other things. The Infuriate, oh my gosh. Not only does it trigger Sprite Dragon, but since it has haste, if you cast it on itself, it's attacking for 5 at minimum. Now, if you have Dreadhorde Arcanist out and it attacks and you cast Infuriate, you can pump Sprite Dragon up to... it triggers from the instant twice because you recast it, and then and then it adds on 6, so it adds on 8. So at that point, or not 8. What was it? 7. Oh, no, it would be twice. The other ones weren't up to 7, which is, amazingly fast, powerful. And then we've got Winged Words. And I did put in Chromatic Lantern because I thought to get really to 6 is where we've clinched it. And then any of this activity happens with either of these out. The damage is going to be just so phenomenal. And yeah, there may be changes in the future, but... you'll see it all come together. But again, I just wanted to make sure that you guys kind of took this in now, because when I go back in and do the quick changes, I just talk for a couple, seconds, and then go back out. But my face was in front of it when I just looked at it. So, guys, enjoy it. Let's get to it.
Never before had a goblin emerge from the darkness to impart its wisdom upon humanity. Until now. This is Grime Sliming On.
Alright, here we are. We're jumping right in here as far as doing a little tutorial here. We'll put it on the trample creature. Who knows if it'll work out, but this setup is working out. For now, the goal of this deck is to try to get Torbran and Izzett out together, or at least create an environment in which you can do a lot of instant and sorcery casting, and I think that Dreadhorde Arcanist and Dorat as like a mini engine at the front. Let's see, you got ops. Yeah, I guess that'll work. I mean, it's a one drop. Yeah, I don't think we're going to make it to Torbran. Is he going to even let me? Yeah, probably not. All right. Well, guys, that was a mini short one. This is mostly just to not show what we were talking about. So we're going to try that again.
You will now subscribe to Grime Slamming On.
All right. We're going to go ahead and try that again and see. I mean, if we keep winning beforehand, that's fine too, but. I know there has to be adjustments to be made. Sometimes you just pull the right cards. Having Dorat in your hand at the beginning, especially if you can get a Dreadhorde Arcanist, it seems to rock it. We're going to go ahead. In the previous game, yeah, on turn 3, we used 3 mana to throw down a haste creature, and that creature was pumped up to a 3 by the time it hit them. Because of Dreadhorde Arcanist. I mean, I would assume you guys just saw that, but I'm recapping for myself and for the audience. Got a companion over there. See, the issue I see right now is that we've got mana, but we're not going to have the right mana to cast Torbran unless we pull another red source. I just realized I'm not on camera. Go ahead and we'll see where this goes here. See, and that may have been a savior for us. Honestly. I mean, we're pretty far behind in this game. But that, like, and it lets us be able to at least get Torbran out. I guess, I mean, that'll help him a little bit. He'll gain the life back, but he won't be able to attack right away. Nice. Pretty sure these cards were meant to be together. I see what you guys love to do, wizards. I already knew that. Release a card like at the beginning and at the end that you paired together a long time ago. That's what you did with... What's the name of the card? It'll come to me. I'll let you know. And everyone was... Well, at least I can cast anything I pull, that's for sure. I don't have the mana to cast it now, but... Now I'm fighting this person with Companion too, and their deck seems pretty well put together with it being... But, I'm not giving excuses. This person is going to have to speed it up a little bit. They pulled their own creature, which is a good one. Of course, I can't cast Infuriate, which would be awesome to do, because he's probably going to use Pelucranos to eat him. But that's okay. We're in the learning process now. Warming up. Yeah, I think they may have us this game. I just wish they did it faster. That's usually when I'm suspicious that they just pulled a deck offline, and you know, which is whatever, it's fine. I always try to give a good game. Well, what I think I'm seeing in that deck is that rather than unsummon, I want to go more aggressive. And we've definitely been flooded. I normally wouldn't put 4 legendary in a real deck or any deck, but I just wanted to kind of make sure we got some interaction. But like I thought, you know, we're getting 3 in our hand. If you put 1 or 2 in, you never get it. You put 3 in, maybe. You put 4 in, you get 3 in your hand every time. So that just doesn't logically make sense. I don't know what the deal. Maybe the shuffler is just trying to tell you to not do it. Why don't you just run it off of regular stats? Screwing with our emotions. Alright, so we're just going to go straight into this next game. So we got live deck building. And I had the lands flooded on this too. I had 30 lands in it to begin with. It's still my opinion that 28 lands is what you need in your deck. I mean, there's numbers, and you can look at the graphs, and it matches up pretty closely. But to just guarantee that you have consistent like if you're running a 6-drop creature and you need that, even with ramp, say that ramp gets wiped out, artifact removal, creature removal, and you don't get one every turn, then it's turn 7 minimum before you get your 6th creature out. And no one plays 7 mana cards. So that just doesn't make any sense to Grime. So, alright, well, look at this. I got 3 mana. I got a way to draw a card. If I get a creature, that'd be great. And this one's tough. Oh, I'm going to do it. Okay. Alright. I'm going to keep 6, of course. For sure. And that can help me get to my next card. But if I do get Dreadhorde Arcanist out there, then who knows where this will go. I'm sure I should have saved that. But again, we're here to have fun. It's an aggro Izzett dragon deck, which I don't know if that's a oxymoron or not, but it could be. Alright, so we don't need it now. We'll kill this. No. Shoot. See, and there's that same thing again where it's too heavy blue. I need to go a little lighter. That would have been amazing if he had just turned into a 4. Still could have, of course, stopped it, but he would at least lost his creature. Can't lose the rat. So that deck's based around all the glitters. Yeah, if that stays, we pretty much got absolutely no chance. They've got... And we basically, it was the mana that got us. So... for more. We're going to go ahead and bow out early so we can... I want to make that shift and then we'll get back in. In the comments below, let me know if you like this kind of gameplay. I mean, I'm not, of course, the losing, but in the, and of course, the quitting early could be controversial. They can enter a new game. They can get their quests done. I mean, you know, so I mean, but as far as like you guys seeing me go in, make the changes, and see all that, to me, that was beneficial, so. That and rather than make a lot of cuts and or editing, kind of see behind the scenes process. And I really think that alone, because again, the lands is what screwed us up, and we didn't get the best pull in the first place, but. Sorry, I had some issues going on here. It was annoying. It's a tough situation here. Only got 2 lands. But I got ways to draw cards. I have to mulligan. Alright, well, I guess we're going to just take it. And let's see. Not gonna be able to use it until we pull a blue. I'm gonna say put that back. That gives us 2 Dreadhorde Arcanists to play with until we get one. And that can really power up Dorat. Ideally, in my mind, you want to get Dreadhorde Arcanist out, and then the game 1 was pretty much perfect. So then on turn 3, you'd cast like an instant and Dorat, and then when he Dreadhorde Arcanist attacks, you recast that instant again, which is why I took out the blue, because it wasn't aggressive enough. There's times where you just couldn't use it. It was like, okay, well, I unsummoned this creature. No, I can't unsummon it again. Yes, you can save it for later. That's all I got to say about that. I still feel like with 6 mana cost, I may put in 3 copies of like Chromatic Lantern. Maybe that's the next thing. That'll help with the mana jump and the color fixing. And I'll replace that with my, we'll see when we get there. Man, cannot get a break on this yet. If I had a Chromatic Lantern, put it down, there you go. He's waiting for me. He's probably got an Essence Scatter in his hand, just sitting there rotting. Well, even if I get the win, it still might be the most boring game ever, so I may just explode myself and put Chromatic Lantern in. I think he's going to do it. Let's give him at least now. I won't get to use it for haste, but that's alright. At least it'll survive, because I feel like, again, he's just waiting to use something. Oh, wait. What do you got going on over there? Woolay. Ah. Okay. I don't know how we tried Hard Arcanist showed up. I'm gonna hang on to it though. And see, if I had gotten may have missed it out, which I could have. Oh jeez. Alright, we're out here. Again, this is the kind of thing I guess I was asking for you guys to comment on, is, you know, I'm here to have fun myself, and especially if it's like building a deck, you know, I'm gonna sit around and just be bored. I mean, I'm saying you can comment, but I'm saying I think I prefer it, but I definitely like input. Grime does what Grime wants, but he listens. Alright, let's try that. Let's go in. I could probably upgrade the lands, but like I've said in my other videos, I haven't played blue very much, or like you've seen. So I have a ton of paper cards, but I've never even got this or even thought really because I never needed it. Even the other decks I did that had blue were more like Demir. So, okay, what will we take out? Take out both of those. Probably take a commercial break here soon. And see, this is kind of where I want to be at. And they tear us apart, but we'll find out. All right, so. This is very quickly one of my favorite cards, just for what it does. Like, you know, to me, it's got to have it all. It's got to have good art, and they re-release stuff, you know, so it's got to have good art and be a good usable card for me to really like it. And that checks every box. I kind of woke up and I had a blue deck today, and Izzett deck building challenge, so yeah. Yeah. Damn. Yankees. I'm a goblin who lives in the woods. I have a studio, but it's in the woods. So I don't know what Yankees really are. Comment below. What is a Yankee? No politics. Really hard to answer that properly, right? Just got to keep it off the feed. This guy's done for. Just this alone is going to finish him. Well, guys, I don't know if Niv Mizzett's ever going to work, but what we've got going on here seems pretty strong. Okay, it didn't finish him off. All right, it finished him off. We're going to reach out to Conky for a special... Oh, let's do that right. Get it. Grime, get it right in the studio. Okay. I think that combo is pretty much on lock. Let's take a commercial break right there. And I'm probably going to take 5 and look at it a little more. And we'll be right back. Stay with us, guys.
Today's episode brought to you by Slimy Brothers Brain Elixir. 1 drop is all you need. And also by Thorg's Bean Juice. Get yourself a cup. And then get yourself some Thorg's Bean Juice.
that. I went ahead and actually took out Ironcrag Pyromancer. We didn't really seem to have... The deck seems to be so aggressive. To have a blocker, to pay 3 to put down and then trigger. I just feel like it's too much of a setup for what we're trying to do here. I talked with the guy working with the other deck, and he's working out another setup. I worked mine from basically the bottom up. I just wanted to build the fastest low end engine that had card draw, so that by the time I threw down Torbran and especially Izzett, the instants could fly. Because I'm either going to win with the short setup, or if I get to this part, I'll still have all those instants and sorceries that I can use and then reuse again. In the sense of upgrading Sprite Dragon, or originally what I was saying, reuse Dreadhorde Arcanist. When you attack with him, you can recast it. So any of these 1 spells could definitely work. Let's see how it does. And I think that if we get enough watches on this one, I'll enter the deck into a tournament. And then, of course, I can't continue to tweak it. Oh, jeez. That's not a bad start, but it is. Okay. We'll go with that. And I hate to do it, but we're going to get rid of a land, a blue one. I look at it like really the first, as long as you have a blue, your first land goal should be Torbran. Because he shares the same 3 mana, red mana casting cost as Izzett anyhow. Ooh, that is good. I guess I should have done that the other way, huh? Got excited. I made a mistake. Or did I? Because either way, all the cards were strong. Watch what this is going to do. Like I said, the low end is just so amazingly aggressive, strong, and they're flyers. Alright, so I don't have to ramp to anything, and I want to attack the next turn. Then I can discard the Chromatic Lantern. It's alright though. Oh, isn't that what you're... I was thinking Croxa. I'm pretty sure that they're a goner. Jeez. Wow. I I don't have any words. I'm really, really liking that combination. Well, let's go ahead and let's stop for the games for today. And let's go ahead and do something fun. And I'm not going to open up all these packs. You'll have to stay tuned, but I'm going to open up. We're going to see what the special booster Godzilla series monster card is for it, and open up a pack. And then I think we're going to end the episode for there. But what we are going to do is we're going to enter this deck into one of the events and play it on the next episode. So give it a thumbs up, a like, a share, subscribe if you like it. All that goodness. So yes. So that's the Huntmaster Liger. But he's King Caesar, the Ancient Guardian. I'm not familiar with that lore. That's another Godzilla cat. It's a mutant cat. That's one of the uncommons, which is why. Let's go check that out. There are certainly a lot of cats now, which is great. Mutated for 3. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures get plus X until I determine where X is the number of times it's mutated. So you pay 3 to put it on something. And all creatures get +1/+1, and then use it again. Creatures get +2/+2. Use it again. Creatures get +3/+3. That could be really good, especially in a cat deck. And I think the 4-drop would be a good spot for that. When you can, mutate this onto itself on another card. You know what I mean? 2 King Caesars, because it's not legendary. It has a name. Interesting. All right. We're only going to do one now, but again, we'll do the others soon. Okay. We got no firsts, but I do want to comment on Parcel Beast. Simic is another one of those colors that I really hadn't played much of, but I really think is opened up for me in this set. The mutate cost, you can just make anything, pay 1 in turn, and look at your top card of your library and either put it on the battlefield or in your hand, depending on whether or not it's a land or not. The land goes down. So, really strong card. And I mean, yeah, you do get only a 2/4 for 4 if you play it. The other way, but that's not, you still get that ability. So either whether it's a mutate or the card is a creature, you still can use it. So really good card, very good uncommon. I'd hang on to that one. That's going to be at least a couple bucks at some point. So, I mean, you just never know how much they're going to print it, but that should be a sought after one. Lead the Stampede, pay 3, look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal any number of creature cards from among them, and put them in your hand. I mean, if you're playing a lot of creatures, or all creatures, imagine putting that in a deck with Amari. I think that's how you say it. The new Ooze companion, where all the cards are creatures, because it changes the text to this to say put 3 cards in your hand, and for 3, that's pretty good. So yeah, right. I got one of the first Essence Symbiote. Pay 2 for a 2/2 whenever a creature you control mutates. Put a 1/1 counter on that creature. And you gain 2 life. I mean, if you're working with life gain, I'd say so. Maybe not in general, but it's not bad. Pay 5 to tap 2 creatures. The creatures still attack during your next turn. That's not bad. Under the right circumstances, yeah, 5 would be great for it. I mean, it's bad, but when it works, it's worth it. If you tap down 2 creatures and win, you're going to use that card for a finishing move, and the art is pretty wicked. And why I think it's will do well, that's cycling for 1. Cycling 1 at some point is almost just like playing a tapped land, because and if it triggers another thing in your deck because of extra card draw, then it could be valuable in another way too. So that's a really good comment, like Pauper, in my opinion. Again, 5 is a lot, but under the right circumstance, and just pay 1 and get another card. Solid footing, pay 1 for a flash. Enchant creature gets +1/+1. As long as it has vigilance. Besides, gotcha. Damage with its health rather than its damage. Pay 1. Blazing Volley deals 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls. That gives me an idea for a deck that what I was referencing earlier when I said what they do is they sandwich 2 cards together that really work together. That card could do a lot of damage with the spirit that I'm thinking about. So that could be another video right there. If all your instants and sorceries have Death Touch, Blazing Volley kills every one of your opponent's creatures. Cathartic Reunion, you pay 2, discard 2 cards and draw 3 cards. So you got to discard the cards first. But yeah, I mean, in a deck where you've got gaps and all that, and you do gain a card, so you're basically pay 2 to take a risk, but to really get 3 new cards, that's good. Depending on the format, in Standard, there's only so many cards you really have, so you'll probably get the card you're looking for, or have a lot greater chance. So that's all really good. All right, for our rare, Kogla the Titan Ape. I already have a couple of him. I think that puts me at 3. For legendaries, again, one of the max I usually play. You pay 6, which isn't that hard in green. Enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature. So as long as you don't kill him, as long as it's a 5 health creature or less, and when it attacks, destroy artifact or enchantment. I mean, gotta keep in mind that's enchantment creature too. So goodbye, lots of things. And you pay 2, as long as you have a human, get indestructible. Interesting, what is it? Love-Struck Beast comes to mind as a combo card with that. And also, yeah, you could use that in a lot of stuff. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. So, this is me, sliming off.